vastness ambient, surrounding in a mellow way, so delicate, immediate, encompassing, gentle sway, love's emphasis, enveloped bliss, silence gives such intimate closeness, no need to resist the remarkable gift, allowed to coexist with glory unfolding, developed, emboldened, sacred encoding, high fashion molding, choose employing a super skill, unobtrusive thrill, soon to be revealed, the wholly fulfilled, calm it, the still, a hollow will, on which to build the sanctified temple, a living exemplar, reborn to resemble the provincial, substantial, plus potential, singing holy, holy, singing holy, holy, greatness and almighty, love's delighting in the invitation, truth igniting, it is also exciting. All here right now, in this moment, true power, following the at living dial status. The physical body without the mystery is only a corpse. That means it is dead and with no ability to be active. The world ego only speculates as to what makes body tick. They speculate it is a series of chemical components. It has been hypothesized that it is tissues and cells that are energy systems, and instead of functioning in isolation, body acts as an integrated network where organ systems, nodes interact dynamically. All 11 major systems, circulatory, respiratory, nervous and immune, etc., rely on each other. Although there is an obvious appearance as a tangible...
Are you sending files over to the printer again?
They upload so fast I can print reams of cash.
as a tangible organ structure, body is essentially a holographic fabrication held together by the subconscious. The proof of its lack of reality is its disappearance during sleep, where the subconscious performs, the energetic systems return to Tao or flow, working through communication between systems within systems. These systems are symbolized as the 7 layers of the atmosphere: the light spectrum, the aura, with the personal body walled off as the densest of the atmospheric layers relative to the 3 states of conscious, unconscious, and subconscious, the 3-dimensional root system. Body has both a visible and invisible aspect. The visible is the fabricated, with a chemical basis for vision, whose central foundation is the photochemical isomerization of vitamin A derived visual chromophore. A single photon of light isomerizes a single 11-cis- retinol to rod or cone opsins. Opsins are a photopigment protein in order to detect light. The invisible, acting as an internal lattice, has puzzled even the so-called greatest thinkers, because the world ego must use imagination. So what cannot be seen with the naked eye and how the mystery works must be imagined in order to conceive a hypothesis. The world ego presents the hypothesis that a human being has an energy system inside the body. Traditional Chinese medicine calls this energy Qi. In truth, there is simplicity. The only power is Qi, consciousness. The key to activation of at-living Tao status is individual materialism consciousness. Padma Sambhava, the lotus form. The reflection, contemplation of Christ, material consciousness, the abode of soul, the only presence. The world ego has removed the need for the resurrection of consciousness in order to not use body for its actual purpose as a living sacrifice. Romans chapter 12 verse 1, which means voluntarily surrender of the ego, the personal will, by dedicating one's entire daily state towards a total, ongoing commitment of rejecting the false world ego conformity. At living Tao status, body acts as an instrument for righteousness rather than self-importance. Self deceives through upholding the illusion of separation and otherness. At living Tao status, awakened consciousness, the Tao, is the revelator of soul, the only presence. This is the consecration of body. The righteous heiress Avatara is the inner light that establishes Dharma, righteousness, the renewal that transforms from personal will of the worldly standard to the inner alignment, conformity. This aligning materializes as submission to inner truth expressed by the temporary character, not the will of ego, but to be of service to truth. At living Dao status means sacrificing belief in popularity, trends, or any of the mundane concepts that are only distractions. At living Dao status, purpose is demonstrating love's reciprocity, gnosis, the direct experience. This is the state of being alive, where once one was dead in sin, ignorance, or missed the mark. This new paradigm sweeps away any need for thought, spiritual, the world, or mental thinking, ego, the characteristics of those false delusions that kept one from knowing truth. At living Tao status, the alignment is to take no thought. Matthew chapter 6 verse 25. This is the shift from belief of the fabricated illusion toward reliance on the higher consciousness, the kingdom, where one is supported by the sublime providence rather than fearful thinking. This is the call that moves beyond anxious ego-driven activity of the mind's worries and concerns to shifting inwardly toward quiet trust. The release of egoic control is the liberation that permits body to be seen as a doll, an organic object, unlike a vessel procured like a cup, vase, or status. Externally, this is the reward the temporary character has gained by realizing truth. Tao, the primordial essence, fundamental, nameless reality underlying all emptiness, the mystery of mysteries. At living Tao status stands as proof of the miraculous, awakened consciousness, the body, the Tao, not made by hands, referring to the eternal resurrected body, the promise, 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 1. The awakened consciousness is the eternal Tao house that replaces the current earthly body, likened to a tent where after the mystery leaves, the solar body is fashioned by truth rather than physical actions and represents total redemption. At living Tao status, the awakened consciousness, the Tao, is the eternal dwelling.
Running a business can be complicated. Earning cash rewards is simple with Signify Business Cash by Wells Fargo. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on business purchases. No caps, no categories, and no annual fee. Plus, earn a $500 cash rewards bonus when you spend $5,000 in the first 3 months. From stocking up on inventory to paying monthly bills. Signify Business Cash by Wells Fargo, the deliberately simple business credit card. Terms apply.
Make Michael's your one-stop graduation shop. We've got
AT&T Business helps us make quick work out of big uploads.
So many uploads.
Client says bigger.
At living dial status, the awakened consciousness is the eternal dwelling, the dial, unlike the fabricated illusion which will fade to black. At living dial status is the immortal and permanent. As awakened consciousness, the dial is the fulfillment of the resurrection, transforming a natural body, the beast, into a celestial, eternal state, the dial. The living dial status signifies what cannot be crafted by human effort, or meaning made by hands, but is prepared by truth. And referenced regarding Christ's material consciousness, the kingdom, the abode of soul, the only presence. At living dial status, the awakened consciousness is the dial, the resurrection hope that will swallow up mortality with truth, as discussed in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 4. At living dial status is described in Philippians chapter 3, verse 21 as the glorious body, the dial, the promise of not being naked or without form as relatively believed, but clothed in a new imperishable form eyes have not seen. It was the subconscious that ideated that which later was brought forth in form externally, just as one worked out in the mind inventions before making a model. Awakened consciousness, Tao, is the all-potential ideal, the perfected paradigm materializing. The awakened consciousness shall materialize in her season at the opportune moment, the Kairos. The awakened consciousness, Tao, is the hidden potential as the real expression of Christ's material consciousness, the abode of soul, the only presence. At living dial status is putting the awakened consciousness, Tao, as identity by affirming that the perfect body has idealized in the righteous Eris Avatara, the inner light, the real secret of healing and restoration. The resurrected awakened consciousness is the word silence made flesh, a celestial state. Tao, substance so pure that no disintegrating voice can be found in such clarity of inner standing. At living dial status, great stress was placed on the laying down, surrender of limited ego, and take it again. Rebirth, even this temple of the living truth. Tao. When the perfected is conceived by wisdom, wisdom mirrors as the single eye the ability to receive through trust the reality of the invisible body that is wonderfully sustained by individual materialism consciousness, Padmasambhava, the lotus form, in order to do the bidding required by being renewed and transformed into elite essence. At living doll status, there is knowing sublime power supports and protects so that the pure ideal can be fulfilled here and now. This shows the importance of understanding there is only the truth. At living doll status confirms awakened consciousness is the real living body, Tao, and above all is a signpost of the beautiful temple, Christ's material consciousness, the kingdom, and the necessity to have not just any light, Moses, but the light of truth, soul, the only presence. Disease is belief in nature, the ever-changing conditions towards death and destruction, delusions of the mind. These denials keep the conscious at bay and away from truth's light. There must not be any idea of separation or otherness, just the unfolding that shall reveal the fullness of the mystery, petal by petal. Thou, the underlying unity that
Veces nos sentimos mal, aun cuando sabemos.
that connects the seemingly separate after the perception, the optical illusion deceives the three lower states. Thou, silent, invisible purity that perceives truth's reality, and the emptiness of the world ego by returning to the flow. The key, consciousness.